Hello, welcome back to Woodnote Studio. Today I am going to put together the Bora PM-1100 base kit because I work out of a garage and I need mostly all of my tools to be mobile. Prior, I put a base together from Bora for my bandsaw, which was the larger one, and now I need to put one together for my jointer. But the stand for the jointer is smaller. I wanted to see what the lower priced model was, how stable it is, and functionality of it. So I'm going to go through what's in the box and how to put it together. And is it easy? Is it difficult? What else do we need other than a sheet of plywood and what's in the box? And I don't know, maybe we'll answer more questions. So come and join me and we'll see what's in here. Okay, unpacking the box, we have instructions, the base attachments, wheels and foot levers, and all the nuts and bolts. Now, the tools you need are an adjustable wrench, Phillips head screwdriver, a tape measure, a drill, and a 1/2-inch drill bit. Personally, I think it might be a little easier if you have like socket wrenches or something like that to use, but whatever you want. Okay, let's get this put together. We first attach the rubber glide foot. This keeps your tool from moving around while the wheels are disengaged. That is secured with the jam nut, not to be confused with the shoulder nut. That has a round bottom that flares out and is used to attach the wheel in the next step. And welcome to the next step. We attach the wheel to the swivel plate using the shoulder nut. This is the shoulder nut with the flared out base. Then we install the swivel plate and the foot lever. It's easy to find the carriage bolts since they are the longest. However, as I'm going to show you in the instructions, they call for a lock washer and a nut, which in this package is a nut with a rubber inside of it to lock it onto the carriage bolt. I was a little confused by this, maybe more than I should have been, but I feel like the instructions could clearly show you what you need a little better than what they do. It asks for the lock washer P and the nut G. And if you look at the list of products, unless I'm missing something here, I don't see a P at all. And then element OP, right? P comes after O. Q. Maybe I'm missing something, but maybe that's just included inside of the washer. I'm hoping I'm right. Anyway, we tighten the nut and attach the foot lever. This does require the two little plastic washers to go between the bracket plate and the foot lever sides on both of the sides. Again, if you're not worried about getting a couple more tools, a socket wrench I think would be a little easier to tighten these nuts, just because the wrench is kind of a little big and clumsy to spin it around the edges of these bases. While I'm finishing this step, now would be a great time for you to hit that like button. Then you can subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I know I'd sure appreciate it. And once you put these pieces all together, it's just rinse and repeat. The other one is exactly the same. And then we move on to the fixed wheels. The only difference with the fixed wheels is that it uses a Phillips head carriage bolt. But again, the plastic washers in between the wheel of the base and the wheel as well. And then that locking nut with the rubber insert inside of it. But you do have to use a Phillips head screwdriver to tighten it with the wrench, or if you're going to use a socket wrench on the side to hold it in place, that'll get it nice and snug. And then feel free to give that wheel a spin. So satisfying. Now I took the measurement of my base of my jointer to see where it flares out. And then I just made sure that I was a little bit over on my measurements so that when I cut the plywood out, it has a little bit of room for those flare outs to fit inside. Now, once the plywood's all cut out and to the dimensions that you need, you can use these corner plates as templates to draw your circles to know exactly where you have to drill using that 1/2 inch drill bit. I wasn't really concerned about any kind of tear out from the drill bit because it's going to be covered by the plate anyway. There's no real reason to be worried about how it's going to look. It's so low to the ground. It's definitely not going to be seen if anyone got under there. Again, because it's covered by the plate as well. Now the bottoms of the wheelbases for the corners are threaded. So these screws, depending on how thick of a material you use, they actually get threaded into the base. So if you use something thicker than 3/4 inch plywood like I'm using here, like if let's say you decided to use 2x4s, this kit actually comes with longer screws, so that would actually be able to be used. And now for your enjoyment, you get to see me struggle with this extremely heavy jointer and a base and getting it on this mobile base unit. All right, it wasn't that bad, I guess, especially when you speed it up. However, it works really well. Pushing down on the foot levers is real easy to engage the wheels. It's real easy to move it around. Just make sure that you're not grabbing it by the tool, that you're grabbing it by whatever stand that you have it attached to or that it's on. Now, let's get down to the pricing. For the large base, the cost was just $89.99. For this base, it's $49.98. However, you do have to consider the cost of the material that you're going to add to it. For me, it's plywood. I did calculate how much plywood I used, which is 700 square inches, equaling $10.77 at the time of this recording, leaving the total cost of this project at $60.75. Not including tax, because everybody's tax in other states are different, but that's what the total cost of this was. So it is still less than what the large base is, and I do think it is just as well built and secure and stable. I hope you enjoyed the video, and again, I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.